Bon matin. Hello, everybody. So I can't stay in Trudeau character for the whole thing, but I'll do some. Forgot my gold tooth. Okay, so this is my first time doing this, and when I've watched others doing it, I remember thinking, well, it's kind of weird watching one person just sitting there talk and look at their screen and quietly read comments. But here I am. Okay, can you all hear me? Great. I have a couple of moderators, but they're one of them's late, so you'll just have to be a bit patient in terms of trolls and kind of thing. I already had to delete one person. What can you do? Okay, so let me back up on the combo. Okay, going in order here. Okay, you can hear me. It's funny, I'm used to being on camera a lot, but not in this way, right? I'm just by myself. But I feel you're here. I can feel your presence. So one comment from Athene says that was pretty lowball of them canceling your VSO engagement. Well, that was supposed to be today. That's why I thought today would be a good replacement for that, to kind of keep things positive and replace one thing with another. Yeah, I can talk about that for a little bit. It's where do I begin? I for sure, when it's so new to me, this kind of thing in life, in a way, right? That cancel culture, that it does kind of go through your head, like you're kind of surprised. You can't believe you live in a world like that. Or although I guess we've seen the warning signs, right, for a while. We kind of knew it was going there more and more. But one thing for sure is this group of cancelers, they claim to be all about, let's say, I don't know, preventing hate in the world, and all about love, probably. Yeah, they probably see themselves as being all, protecting against hate and stuff, and yet they are whatever they're fighting for. It's not about race and transphobia. It's about power. And I've run that by a few friends, and they said absolutely. It's just human nature. So they don't realize that, but maybe one day. Okay, but thanks for all your comments, right? Because that was really helpful to read. Oh, I don't know, nearly 1,000 comments on that one post that I did. And even though I have some local friends here and a community here that is completely supportive of what I do and stuff, it's just great to see so many comments being posted on a public channel that everyone else can see. And so thank you again for that. Maple syrup, hello. We've got Bobby Foxglove. I've seen you before. I've seen your name before. I recognize some of these. Crossing Jordan, I've seen that name many times. Deborah, Blockhole Sun, interesting name. Carrie Williams, Bon Matin. Hey, Ray is there. Ray is one of the, she's a bit late, but she's going to be a moderator, and she's got the little blackface emoji there. That's if you want to become a member, then you get that. I actually ended the maestro level because I just realized I wouldn't have time for those promises that I made to do piano lessons like that and stuff. I mean, maybe in a future time I'll start it up again. But John Chorney, good day. Hello, Prime Minister. Bon matin. Maple syrup. George Hampton. Thanks for the laughs. You're welcome. Let's make him Justine Trudeau and give him that operation he desperately needs. Well, he's definitely in support of he's funding operations on people, on young people, or I guess any age. But usually when people get older, they have decided what they are, and that's what's so unfair about it, right? It's like they brainwash these young people who, all young people. I was crazily confused about so many things, and times were even simpler and better back then when I was a adolescent, and I was completely messed up about so many things, and yet luckily there wasn't that brainwashing, because I would have probably transitioned several times, especially if they promise you that that's going to be the answer to all your problems, right? John for PM. Okay, I'll be like Chris Sky, but I'll go straight for the PM instead of mayor of Toronto. Trudeau is in Kiev. I didn't know that. See, I don't have time to read the news because I'm busy making rap songs as Trudeau. Cost of living rising, inflating every loony, inflating till my ego is almost looking puny. Fitty churches burned by my sunny ways. It ain't my fault. It's climate change. Tabernacle. Look at my dick. Oh, my brother told me, sometimes I should listen to my brother Gord, because he has so many good tips that always make my videos better. If I can get to him in time, and if he gets back to me in time, he'll say things like, he says, John, you should have done that. Look at my dictatorship. He said, what I should have done is said, look at my dictatorship. And then the woman, Lisa, would look down, and then I would do this to her chin. Look at my dictatorship. It ain't based. That's much funnier. So he's good with that, those subtleties. Deborah McDonald, thank you for the super chat. I don't think I've ever got that. And I think this is my first live. I've done live piano. I think I did that one time, and all I did was play, and then someone else did all the other stuff. And so this is the first one. So thank you so much. And I know some people are crazy enough to tip and stuff like that. So don't feel bad if you can't at all, because I completely understand that. So as you know, I don't kind of fuss about those kinds of things. And I'm just, very happy to kind of being engaged with all kinds of your comments and people all the time, right? For the last year and a half now, maybe it's time for a lot of people like the laundry incident episode. So maybe I can redo that. If you guys want that, I can try to reenact that one for you. I have to walk over to my laundry area there. Okay. Wow, there's so much to read here. Okay. Just give me a second here. When one door closes, I'm just going to go randomly. Sorry if I missed some of your comments, but sorry, I'm so Canadian. I apologize all the time. When one door closes, 10 more doors open. Yeah, that's for sure. The thing is, I've been telling a lot of people, a lot of friends, that when you lose a bunch, probably a lot of you know this better than me, but I lost a lot, and a lot of people lost a lot in the pandemic, right? Businesses and things like that. And I lost a lot of gigs and work, and it made me stronger for sure. Like, I didn't care as much about what people think. I was more relaxed in some ways, less judgmental. Plus, having a couple different types of jobs that I never had before were kind of humbling, and it actually made my comedy better. I don't know how. It just, more comedy came to me more easily then, and it's an interesting lesson. Like, I don't think I would have guessed that. But then Marco Pietro, who some of you know, I read that he said that very thing on his own, independently from me, a month after I realized that. And then I was like, wow, okay, that's so true. So that's when I came up with my laundry incident episode, Trudeau Does Laundry. And I was driving, I was terminated from Amazon last year, so I don't have to worry about them hearing this live stream. But I didn't know, it wasn't a big deal. I wasn't completely perfect with some of the regulation or the rules of doing everything perfectly and quickly. And I was driving every day for about a week or two, and whenever I was just in the van and not too stressed or anything, then I would just recite Trudeau Does Laundry. I would do that whole script, maybe 100 times in a day, and I would add one word, or just try to come up with that perfect word. And of course, I can improv a little bit, and improv is sometimes okay too, or sometimes even turns out better. But there's always the scripted stuff that can be nice, right? I was going to answer someone's Someone brought up a good point here, and I wanted to come back to that. So I'm just looking for the divination lady. How are you? Fiona. Oh yeah, Fiona for Health is here. Okay, I'm going in total random order here because of the chat and the things that are exciting me here. So Fiona's a good friend of mine, and you should check her channel out. She's going to post her address. I guess she can write her website. I think you all want to really, I really think you should just get to know her or get to know her stuff for your own. She's into like new stuff that's just, it's not that it's new, it's just not, she just knows a lot about certain things that are related to. Now I'm going to use code words, but you know, in Indian cooking, naan bread. So, and you know, the pilots that distribute good things for our health, the chemicals. So she's an expert and has been doing this for years now in that topic of how to detox yourself from that, because it's in our air and food and water. And so I've been doing some of it too. And she even shows how people can just do their own, like make their own devices, buy their own products. So she's not trying to sell anything except just she'll give out information and stuff like that. So anyways, maybe we'll get her. I'm going to actually do an interview at some point with her soon. So stand by for that. Justine with the E on the end. That's always funny. Thank you for your courage. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes I forget that I'm being courageous, but then when I get canceled, I remember why. But the thing is, when you lose some things and get canceled enough, then you're kind of like, oh, well, I guess I don't I don't have as much to lose now because it's already been done. But then, you know, I think a lot of you have noticed that it's the tides are turning, right? And people are fighting back, and you know, the Bud Light thing and the other big company. Yeah, so music and comedy is hate. I don't even, you know, it's so ridiculous. It's like I'm doing an impersonation of someone who's ridiculous, and I exaggerate the things that he does, and then someone else says that that's hate, and it's not even coming from a hateful place. It's just so ridiculous. It's Mr. Sunshiny Baby. Wow, can't believe you had time to be here. Everybody check out his channel. I mean, he's famous. He's way more famous than me. So he wants to do a rap song with me. So I'm gonna be Trudeau, and then he's gonna be some kind of character, and then he's gonna rap with me. So we have to just find a song. And maybe someone can even write lyrics, since just time is limited for these kinds of things. You know, it takes forever to do those things. Or maybe Teacup Umbrella will write the songs like she did with Trudeau's Paradise. Oh, by the way, some of you may know this already, but Trudeau's Paradise, I uploaded the MP3 onto Spotify, so you can listen to it for free in the car or when you're doing dishes and stuff. And it's also on Apple iTunes and Amazon, not Amazon.ca, but Amazon.com for some reason. I think because of CD Baby. And it's probably in other places too, but you can buy it for $1 if you want, or listen for free. Can Trudeau come? Oh, okay. Okay. My first request. Okay. Okay. Can Trudeau comment on the Muslims and Christians in Ottawa and the rainbow flag? Okay. I'll do my best. Today, earlier in our Parliament grounds, there were some people who weren't, frankly, very respectful, who were stomping on the Pride flag, which is our new national flag. These people are traitors, and they should be sent to jail forever. This is because they are engaging in hate instead of recognizing our wonderful 2S LGBTQ plus communities who have saved Canada from the forest fires. The forest fires are raging out of control. We plan to set more soon, but at least we've got some going. And I'll be speaking with Smokey the Bear later. He's going to be advising me on the best way to proceed forward with these obviously climate change activities. Now, if you pay more carbon tax, we can apply the carbon tax to the firefighters' salaries and then tax them more carbon tax so I can have more money back for myself. This is simply unacceptable that these Christians and conspiracy theorists who believe in Jesus Christ, they seem to think that you can just go around making babies like straight people do. Well, everyone knows that that was a hoax and that that can't be done, that you need to go for gender modification now. Every Canadian will submit to a booth where you'll just check into the booth and then be switched your genders. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just making stuff up. Okay, I'm going to look at some more comments here. I know Christia Freeland is going to be calling soon, and she's going to be chiming in. Yes, the wildfires. Yes, well, of course that is your fault. Boy, that just a dildo. That's such a great name. He's got the. You can all see the little logo that he's got. I live in a shoebox. Thank you so much, Justa, and everybody else for your super chats. I was going to say, by the way, those videos, you can tell me what you think, and I'm not going to like talk about it too much, but the couple of videos that I have where I put on dark makeup, I don't think I haven't checked them in a while. I haven't seen them in months, but I don't believe I ever said anything about African Americans in there, or like, in other words, the goal was just to explain why I had a different color. And in one, I said, the gunpowder went awry and I had an accident. And another one, I just said that I was in the sun too long. So for people to, for the cancelers to say that you're being racist, like that's ridiculous, because in the old days, people would actually do that to pretend to be black, right? So, and I wasn't. I was just being Trudeau explaining. So, I mean, you guys get it, I'm sure, but try telling that to them. Ah, yeah, James Femick. That's a good point. I should have put the. Well, luckily in Rebel News, the amazing Drea Humphreys, she was so amazing that she came here. We happened to be wearing like the same color almost. It was just weird, like how it kind of looked beautiful, kind of worked out really well. She just she doesn't even do many takes. She'll just kind of start improvising right as soon as she arrives, turn on the camera. They'll do a little editing later. And I swear she picked like the best videos from my channel, but then even other sort of things that she chose were sort of, I thought, the best. They just did everything to support me. Like everything they did was the opposite of mainstream media. Because when I was in the news a couple of years ago for being a pro oxygen breather and a pro choice for safety pin in the deltoids, they twisted everything to make it look, the most negative possible, and cherry picked everything, and you know how that is. Drea, yes, she is beautiful. I've been to her house one time. She had some Rebel News guys there, and including not David Menzies, but the other guy. It was wonderful because they invited me to do some Trudeau for them. Woman face, yeah, woman face. That's right. Like here we live in a culture where it's okay to be woman face, right? But you can't be blackface. Cancelers have no sense of humor. Oh, that's for sure, Fiona. That's Fiona for Health said that. Yeah, that was the thing that surprised me the most, is that they can't find humor in it, and then it's almost like I don't know, they think they can save the world by shedding a tear for people that they notice the skin color is different than theirs. Even Mao didn't kill his own people as medical assistants. Yeah, that's what I was saying the other day, is that our person in power, it's like you don't have to physically, eliminate people anymore. You can just kind of do all kinds of other underhanded things. And I'm not the best. I may not word this properly, but I watched Canada is Dying, and there's something to do with like the free opiates that are super addictive and killing people faster than ever. I don't know if I said that right, but it just seemed like that our leader has had a role in that. And the spiritual warfare, you can just kind of gradually sicken everybody, make them a little bit sicker, a little bit more dull, so they can still go to work and be the slave, but just be a bit more miserable until there's, you know what I mean? So you don't have to be Chairman Mao exactly. Where will your show be located in Cultus Lake on July 1st? He might be listening here. He might be able to add that info. I don't know exactly yet, but I'll post it here because I know that's important. There's a lot of people on this channel that live in like Chilliwack and Maple Ridge too, right? So can I do jug meat? I've never tried, but he's got kind of a normal voice. Maybe there's a way to do it, because all I have to do is just maybe change the pitch a little bit. And so I'll have to check that out next time I hear him speak. Personal emission tax, the PET. Yeah, I've been hearing about that, Yoji. Someone said turn him off. Really? That's happened a few times where someone would comment on one of my videos and they would say that they were watching me impersonate Trudeau, and then the wife or husband in the background would think it's actually Trudeau, and they would say, turn that guy off. Why are you listening to him? That's pretty funny. Because I think a lot of it has to do with the timing, right? So I've been doing this so long. I've been doing Trudeau for over a year now, so I can't even remember the process. But I remember I had to study him a little bit, and it's just so ridiculous because no one in real life talks like that, except maybe some politicians. But that's what makes it so funny, right? Is that he'll like, let me take something simple. Okay, okay, I've got some clothes over there that need ironing, right? It occurred to me that my clothes need ironing. Confident Canadians iron their clothes. They don't leave wrinkles in their clothing. We will not stand by and let people walk around with unironed clothes. Either you get a new polyester suit that doesn't need ironing, or you can hang your cotton and linen as soon as it comes out of the washing machine. That's what I do. I'm not perfect. And then he's got that serious face, right, where he's looking around, and you almost think he's going to break out laughing, but he doesn't. And well, lately he does. Oh yeah, that's what I forgot to do. Okay, we are looking into the wildfires, which are erupting everywhere. And I've been speaking to some of the firefighters, because he was laughing when he did this in real life. So he was talking about the fires and smirking. So, and the fires are they're burning out of control, and we did a great job but I'm trying to stay serious as we look into this. We are working with the Nova Scotia Regional Police and the firefighters that I've appointed from the grade 3 kindergarten school of St. FX area.
And the New Brunswick police are looking everywhere for the arsonists. I mean, for the wildfire starters. I mean, for the. Sorry, I need to do more decriminalized, legalized cocaine. I'm coming down.
Oh, okay. Sorry, improv is a little tough, but because he's a drama teacher. Yeah. Just have to adjust my seat here. Get a little uncomfortable. You know when chairs go backwards? I know that that's good for some chairs when you're at a certain angle, but then I don't know. When I used to go to different piano gigs just wherever, and still do, but the piano benches are just completely flat, right? And yet most chairs lean back a bit, and it's such a drag. And so I would sometimes bring little blocks of wood and stuff to, in case there wasn't a bench there, or there wasn't a padded bench, right? So it could be uncomfortable for a 4-hour gig. So I would just grab a regular folding chair and then put blocks of wood under it and stuff like that. And it's just funny how that works. And then I had one of those chairs in New York when I lived there, that where it's angled forward and then you put your knees on the thing. Those things are they're kind of a trip hazard, and they're a bit awkward, and they take up a lot of space. So that's probably why I got rid of it, but it was kind of neat. Yeah, it's sort of useful for some things and probably is good for your back, right? Okay. Oh, that would have been good. I could have done Trudeau trying to sell one of those, right? Okay, I'm just going to catch up on some of the... You should make a song, I'm too sexy for my socks.
I'm too sexy for my socks. We all know that Pierre Polyev is going to hell. He...
See, that's the thing I love about you people, is that you're funny, or you wouldn't be here, right? I mean, you get it. Like, I was watching some young people. Well, from time to time, I see some young people and the way they laugh and the things they laugh about and speak. And a few times I've noticed that their window of expression for what's safe to laugh at is so narrow now. Because when we were kids, we could just laugh at anything. And so, like, their safe zone is like sunsets and cat videos and I don't know what else, but it's... Poor furniture from Yoji. That's funny. Yosi, are you Israeli, Jewish, Polish? I can't quite tell. It's an interesting name. I haven't heard that first name before. Related to Joseph, probably. John Julian, who's cooler, VSO or BTO? What is BTO again? Can't remember. Drew Trudeau reacting to the David Barr leading the public inquiry.
The public inquiry is nothing but a amateur kangaroo court. We have already discovered everything that we need to know about my past and history and dealings with this government. There's no need to inquire any further, and any rapporteur or investigator that's needed will simply be appointed by me, because I trust people who I know who can investigate me, and I love investigating myself because I never find anything wrong.
David Johnson's resignation. Oh yeah, well it's kind of like that. Yeah, that's sort of what I was trying to do. Oh yeah, Bachman Turner Overdrive. Yes. Right. Man, that guy's amazing. Is that the one with Burton Cummings in it? He's an amazing musician. Wow. That guy, he was, during the pandemic, he was just getting on his iPhone and just doing random songs. And there's so many, I couldn't believe it. And so many that go way, way back. And guess who? Oh yeah. Guess who? Sorry, Mike Levine. I'm mixing up. I'm not a pop expert. I'm learning a lot super fast because I'm in 2 pop groups now, and they all know way more than I do. But I love that music, and it's incredible. See, when I was younger, I was I don't know, just because of insecurity, I was snobbish, and I liked what I liked. I liked jazz and classical, and I kind of looked down on pop a little bit, which I totally don't now. It's probably even, or well, maybe even more my favorite now. I don't know. But what I discovered is they're all music is great, right? But just that pop, sometimes there's less chords in a song, less number of different chords in a song, and maybe less notes even, but then so many other things have to be perfect, and you almost need a lifetime to get all these other things at the highest level and perfection, and it's amazing. So you guys already know that, but I was a late bloomer to that. Randy Bachman went from Guess Who. Oh, so I wasn't that far off. Okay, thank you. Good for that. Wait a minute. I know it's funny when you hear someone laughing randomly and you don't know what they're laughing at, right? But Gloria, pray for my uterus. That's so funny. I kind of know what you mean, so that's why I'm laughing. Mike Tyson's DMX song has a hidden message. They don't listen. Truther, right? A little bit of a truther, that guy. Spammer alert. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you see any, what do you call it, spammers in here, trolls, I can remove them. I just kind of busy reading stuff and trying to keep up here. Does Trudeau prefer Renaissance gardens or wild gardens?
Someone once asked me if I prefer Renaissance gardens or Kew Gardens in New York City. It doesn't really matter. I plan to burn them all to the ground and rule over the ashes. Bon matin. J'ai regardé les trois petits cochons ce matin au TV5. J'ai extrêmement touché.
It's just funny how he always has to switch into French a little bit, right? For like, even if he's in Saskatchewan, he'll be on the TV doing a little bit of I don't know what that is, a little bit of English, and then switch into French for like 30%, and then the person does the deaf interpreting pops up for a bit. That's what I wanted to make sure to put that in once in a while, right, in my videos, like on the song that I'm Justin Trudeau, and everywhere I go, people know the tyrant I'm playing. I drain all your finance while I jet about and prance. Ooh, what they're saying. But there will come a day, free speech will pass away. We will arrest you promptly. There's no end to this so very dark horror show. It's unlikely you can oust me. I'm Justin Trudeau, and everywhere I go, people swear and call me names. I pay the CBC to lie and to deceive. Ooh, we're betraying. But there has come the day. I'm helping more youth pass away. Nobody seems to stop me. There's no end to this so very dark horror show. It's unlikely you can oust me, 'cause I am somebody. Je suis quelqu'un. I am somebody. I complete myself. Fiscal responsibility, openness, and dialogue. 'Cause I'm not sad and lonely. Not sad and lonely. Je ne suis pas triste. I have friends like Klaus and Christian.
Mr. Speaker.
Boozly boozly diddly bop, skiddly weasley doobly bop, shoobity boobity 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 bop, bop. You cannot touch me because I own the cops. I said, you cannot touch me because I own the cops. Yeah. Bon matin. Some friend of mine, I think it was, I forget which friend, but he told me in one of my music videos with Trudeau that I can do some of it into his voice, right? Because when I sing in, let's say, a lower voice, like
I'm Justin
Trudeau. But then if it goes higher and there's more volume and air needed, then I kind of lose that, right? And he was saying that's funny actually, where you go into kind of a more opera type formal voice and then you come back to the Trudeau one. But I think I have a couple new ideas for another song. So I'll start working on lyrics and see what happens. Okay, I'm just gonna get caught up on the messages here. Oh yeah, I forgot the in the song. I'm Justin Trudeau, right? Because the original is Just a Gigolo. And by the way, I think a lot of you already know this, but in the original one, it does talk about the youth. One day the youth will pass away. So, it's not like I was being in poor taste or anything. Like that's actually in the original lyrics. So, Mr. Speaker. Carrie Williams, thank you so much. Yeah, by the way, I haven't got that check from VSO yet, but I imagine it'll appear sometime. Does Princess Trudy prefer cross-dressing in solid colors or nice floral prints? Okay. Sorry, my hairpiece got a little bit loose there. Whoops. Almost tipped over my piano bench. Fashion is important to all of us. As we enter the spring and summer, we need to have Canadians, best designers, step up and to do what's right. I will not stand by and watch fashion designers make men's clothing appear flattering to male bodies and women's clothing flatter women's bodies. We will make it more unisex and we will strive, because when you can do better, you do better. And that's what Canada, that's what this nation is about. We need more paisley. Guys can put on gowns and dresses with flannel, plaid skirts, and women can wear potato sacks, the slave shirts, so that it's unflattering. The mom jeans, bigger hiking boots like the Doc Martens, to be sure to remove all womanhood from anything visual that we might find appealing in our old Christian value days. But since I'm erasing our Christian past, then simply we must move forward. Okay. This is fun. We should do more of these, because sometimes I just make the videos, right? And then I read comments afterwards, and it's kind of a delayed gratification, but this feels very alive and okay, I'm just catching up on the comments here. Give me a second here. JT's speech in the North Pole before the Association of Melting Icebergs. Okay. I'm here up at the North Pole, and I've got Christia. She's going to be joining me soon. We're using some weather modification up here to melt the polar caps. Oh, I guess I wasn't supposed to say that. We'll make sure to edit that out later. But we are working with the Indigenous peoples, and here to explain some things, we have Inuit member Laktatakklnadat. He will be speaking now. Oh, okay, here's the Inuit member speaking now. Matthew says he will go hunting today. Matthew says they've caught a whale today, and he will save some blubber for his daughter.
He says it will make a good snack, but tomorrow will be a better hunting day. Thank you very much for weighing in on the importance of our situation here. We need to save our environment and be careful. All you carbon motherfuckers, all you carbon breathers and deforesters. I'm more familiar with the boreal forest myself instead of the tundra and taiga regions, but I'll do my best. The Canadian Shield is one of the most precious places on Earth that we need to mine for lithium and enslave children so that we can make more electric cars to fool all of you into thinking that we're doing something for the environment. And anyways, once we have our 15-minute cities in place, you won't need any cars because you'll be able to walk to all your various things. We'll even have an indoor surfing pool so I can join you in person and try to roll up my sleeves like I do to look like one of the working people. Just a dildo. I'll never forget that name. I'm just going to get a different chair here. I'm not liking this one here. That's a little bit better. Can we blame political corruption on climate change? Yeah. Climate care rebate. Is there a climate care rebate? You mean, if I'm doing my part, then I get a rebate? I wonder what I'm going to get my grocery check so that I can buy one bag of groceries for the whole year. Your art is refreshingly honest and funny. Lots of love, courage, civil courage, and happiness from all your subscribers. Thank you so much. And that looks like a euro. And I know that I have some fans in Europe, which is fascinating. And they're not even Canadian. But it makes sense because, like, I've seen some channels where someone's making fun of Macron. And even though I don't know Macron that well, but when someone goes into character, it is kind of funny because they exaggerate certain things and it makes it funny. But actually, Trudeau, I think you all agree, he's becoming one of the most famous leaders in all of the world. And that's for a country of only about 30 million people, right? And I think it's because it's just the contrast of the craziness where we were thought of as one of the most polite and democratic, peaceful countries ever. And yet the totalitarianism going on is absolutely crazy. DNA test to see DNA test for Trudeau to see who's his parents are. 40 million. Is there 40 million? I don't even know if I believe anything that the mainstream says anymore. So, but my brother Gord, as you know, he's written some stuff for my channel. He's written some of my skits. He said he'll look around Edmonton because he drives a lot. And he'll look around the various neighborhoods and now that's if there's real humans in them. No, I don't mean to, I'm not that crazy conspiracy theorist, but he figures, it's about right for, at least when they have it say that a city of Edmonton has about 1 million or however many, then he can kind of believe that just based on looking at the houses and the number of streets and the number of neighborhoods and adding it up. Trudeau is truly hated worldwide as a tyrant. Yeah, EU politicians especially. Cut his Cuban locks during the lockdown. A little emoji there in the barber. Where do you guys find these emojis? I didn't know you could get all that. Again, this is my first live stream where I'm actually doing this. This is neat. Gord is the most Canadian name. Yeah, Gordon Lightfoot, right? There's a few Gords. My IA teacher. Oh yeah, a few. I'm just going randomly, so just because that's the nature of this thing. But my shop teacher in grade, I think it was grade 9. His name was Gordon Skeels, if I have that right. And he was just the best guy. So kind, so nice.
And I said, hey, Mr. Skills, I want to make a Bigfoot. And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, like I want to make a wooden carving of a giant foot and then strap it to my feet and then go into the snow and leave tracks so that people will go, wow, there's a Bigfoot here. And he goes, and what was so funny is that he didn't go, ha ha ha, John, that's silly. You know, he had the total straight face and he just goes, okay, what I would do is I would suggest balsa wood for that. Because he was just totally with me, right? And then I'm carving and carving. It took forever, and I cut myself. I still have a scar from when I was using these carving tools, and I only got one done, and it wasn't very good. I was just kind of young, I guess, and I didn't have the patience to do the second one, so I never got around to it. And then I don't know what ever happened to it. We must have thrown it out at some point, but that would have been fun to keep it, right? Okay, I'm just gonna. Oh, best bare naked ladies album was named Gordon. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, you know, I learned a lot from you guys, so thank you for this. I mean, so many of you are experts in so many different things that I'm not. So that's really cool. Such a huge variety of
Diverse and a wide variety of people from all walks of life.
Pierre Polyev and Trudeau. Yeah, you know, I'm not bad at the Polyev. I still need to work on it a little bit, and then maybe I can do a video where go back and forth a bit, right? Just all I have to do is put on the glasses, right? Thanks for the tips, everyone, and for the comments. Oh, let me just see if Christia is going to call. Okay. I think Christian might be calling soon. I don't know. Justin Tippity Toes, Trudeau, lighten the loafers.
Justin Trudeau, maybe you want to explain why Canadians are going to be having a hard time this winter. With your policies, the Liberal policies, they're not helping anybody. And I come from Western Canada. I should know better.
Kevin H, can you do a Pierre Polyev versus Trudeau? Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Well, that is coming up though. I'll work on it a bit more and do a video because I know it's been a lot of people want me to do that for quite a while. So thank you so much, Kevin and John Gallagher. National treasure. Yeah, you know, it's funny because when you have your work canceled, and it can even ricochet out into other areas, you know, like someone else hears you've been canceled and then they get nervous. See, it's all a matter of because some people are definitely on my side. There's some promoters that'll just say, yeah, John, that's dumb stuff, you know. But then there's a few people that are still scared, or they think they just want to do the best thing to protect their reputation or whatever. So it's just the way it is. But the thing is, the more of us that rise up and push back, and then it allows others to come forward, and then we're actually a larger group than they think. They think we're smaller. Like, well, you remember that Trudeau kind of got away with it for a little bit with some people. He convinced them that
this is a small, fringe minority. Misogynists and racists who do violence, and anyone who donates money to this protest, their accounts will be blocked.
Yeah, that was that's when I think a lot of people woke up, right, when we realized we were in this dictatorship. Because I don't know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I didn't really watch the news that much, and I didn't really pay much attention. And I knew I didn't like politicians. I just kind of thought there was something odd about them, something disingenuine, not genuine. But then during the pandemic, yeah, wow. Then I saw more truth, I guess. And what I was going to say about John Gallagher's comments, thank you so much, John. don't even stop when Brick is gone. We can't forget. Yeah, even if he's out, I'll try to. Obviously, I'll do a new series called the Ghost of Trudeau series or something, and he can come on with whiteface or something. You know how they used to say white is a ghost? I used to. I'm a pretty thin guy, right? And I remember these are just random stories now. They're all coming back to me just because of some of the comments you're saying. But my cousin, I used to go there to Saskatchewan, and he hadn't seen me in a while or whatever, and I'd be like 15 years old or something, and he would see me, and the first thing he might say would be like, "Well, you're skinny as a rail. Well, you got a hollow leg." And then my great uncle, or my uncle, sorry, he would say, "Johnny's got a girlfriend. Johnny's got a girlfriend." And I'd be only like 13 or something. Okay, just give me a second here. Oh, that's so sweet. Mama, do this every Saturday and I'll gladly give up my weekly Starbucks treat, make my chai tea latte at home and donate to you. Well, one thing I was going to say with just the words of the comments, just the positive words, is that, yeah, that certainly makes up for a lot. That certainly helps me move forward when you've been canceled and you kind of fear that, wow, how far will this woke mob go, but then you realize there's, yeah, way more people on my side. And I shouldn't even have to say side. I mean, I just wanted to be left alone. Even this latest thing with VSO, I was just minding my own business, and then the email came to me, and I figured, oh, okay, I'll apply. They may not have me, but I'll just apply. And then I was in the mix. So, that shows you that there are some people there that absolutely know my history there and know what's going on, but they were still booking me, right? So it's just that the people, the counselor, they're so bloodthirsty and so militant that I guess they can succeed a little bit because of just that element. But then there's a lot of people with common sense too. Just reading some of the comments here. I live in Vancouver, woke hell. It is. I mean, I imagine Alberta and Saskatchewan are a little bit better that way. Being canceled is a badge of honor these days. Yeah, it's true. Right. Someone said something about let's say, how there's what's going on in the world with just everything and scams and, lies, deceiving by elite owners of the world, which is just, I never realized there was so much. But what this one guy said, I don't even know his name, but he said, it makes perfect sense to me that if they say there's a crisis, right, they always say there's a crisis, and it's always invisible, like we can't see it with our own eyes or something, or like, let's say climate change, or rhymes with Cyrus. And then they assure you that it's there, even though it's, maybe we can't see it, but they say, trust us. And if there's a dissenting voice, so what this person said yesterday on some video that I saw was that if they crush dissent right away and censor all the dissent, then, and I think we all felt this anyways 3 years ago, but it's nice to have him explain this in the way he did, was that if they're censoring it right away and all dissent, then of course it's a scam, because any honest, you think of anything in your life that's been honest, like let's do a microcosm. So let's say something happened where, someone stole my friend's purse from a car or something. And then you recount the details, and then they ask you a whole bunch of questions about it, and you're happy to answer them. You're going, well, I'm looking into it. Let's see. I think it happened at 10:30. It could have been later, and you're not afraid to discuss it, right? Whereas it's kind of like the most narcissistic, worst relationship you've ever been in. That reminds me of the elite and the government and the politicians. It's like they're like just totalitarianism, where you can't have a dissenting voice. You can't even question something. I mean, all the BC doctors here, I've met quite a few of them now, and I met one guy. He came out to my show at Corduroy. I'm always meeting them now. I'm doing a fundraiser actually in a couple weeks, the 23rd at Cold Tea downtown on Granville, in about the 1100 mark on Granville, and that's a Friday night, I believe. Hey, Gabrielle Mays. Gabrielle's here. She's an amazing singer. You should check her out. She's in the chat. She can maybe list her website. And she's a comedian. We're going to do something eventually. She's super funny, does her own comedy skits, has a training in opera and classical. She has a classical piano degree, okay? Can sing opera, can sing, specializes kind of in sacred music, also like an older sacred music, but she's studied gospel, pop, Broadway, very, very good at that stuff too. And just an amazing musician and super funny. So she lives in, I believe, Virginia, the States, but we went to McGill at the same time in Montreal. So that's how I know her. And I lost my train of thought, but it'll come back. Oh yeah. So this doctor, he comes up to me and we hear the same stories over and over that are similar, but then everyone always has a different wording, right? So this one doctor, he says, "Hey, nice to meet you, John." And he goes, "Yeah. So, a year or a couple of years ago, someone had a vaccine injury. One of my patients had a vaccine injury. And so I brought it up. And then his supervisor or whatever said, 'Oh, no, just don't put that down. Don't write that down. Just put COVID or something.'" And he's like, "What? No, I'm not going to do that." And so he just had it in his heart that it felt wrong to lie, thank God. And then he was terminated, and so there's a lot of people now in BC that apparently, I don't maybe know it as well as they do, the story, but they're not allowed to go back to work still, even after all this time, because they didn't get the safety pin in the deltoid. Calgary sucks. I want to move to Sunry. Yeah, that was interesting seeing some of the footage from Ottawa, right? Yesterday. Yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully it would always be peaceful. And I'm glad that the Christians and Muslims, I believe they tried to keep it as peaceful as possible, because that's the only way, right? I mean, oh. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Look who it is. I think it's Christian Freeland.
Hi guys, I'm just doing the budget.
Oh, how's the budget
we
going?
Have billions of dollars. Well, we have billions of dollars in our bank account again.
Oh, really?
So I just wanted to tell you about that.
Oh, okay. And what do you think of what's the temperature like in the global warming?
Oh, it's going up and up and up. We have to take care of those fires and all of those things that are necessary for our country and our democracy and this great nation. And Mr. Speaker will be telling us all about that, and I'll be at the House of Commons to explain everything.
Well, thank you, Christia. And what about shouldn't we be giving more money to foreign countries, and because we just have so much that we can just give it away, right?
You make a great point. We absolutely have to pay attention to all of those things, and all the other countries need our help first, and that is what matters. We have to do it.
Yes, I agree. And also, I was trying to explain to people that we have controlled burns and controlled fires because we need to make the certain areas and provinces feel welcome and not excluded from the fires, so that they don't feel all alone. So we have to set more fires to make the others feel comfortable and included, right?
You read my mind, of course. Fires put out fires. So we have to put the oil in the fire to make the fire bigger and better. Yes,
that's the most important. Even when it comes to fires, we have to make them bigger and better and less resilient, so that the aluminum nitrite can help it ignite more, to help the underserved communities with their cooking food at higher temperatures.
Yes. Next time we're going to make a program about teaching all of the kids how to do that.
Speaking of kids, have you made any progress on improving our Soji education and things?
Our Soji education?
Or
Of course.
sexual orientation, yes.
Always.
Mm.
Oh, yes. Sexual, yes. All of that. It's a new program. It's just coming out. We're getting it ordered from China and other countries, of course. We have lots of information coming, and it's just going to be great. We're going to be the freest country ever and also the safest country.
Excellent. What age do you recommend transitioning begin?
Minimum second grade, third grade. That is probably the best time to figure out. We figure it out, months after birth, but they tell us, they tell us, and then we help them bring it back.
Yes, it was obviously such a scam for centuries that they thought that they could tell the sexual identity at birth. I mean, we just simply can't, they say that we can't believe our eyes with everything, right? We need to use other resources and trust the science. Because seeing is, you just can't believe, what we see. We create our own realities.
Yeah, how are we supposed to know what they feel, what they truly are? We can't know that. We're not in their brain. They know. It is up to them to decide their gender. That is 100% true. Yes.
Exactly.
You said it.
Yes. And what about decolonization? Don't we need to speed that up more?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, you're just speaking right my language. This is why we're besties. We're best friends. Always.
Besties forever.
Besties forever.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to let you go. I'm very busy now with my super chat here.
Oh, yes. Stream. Okay, yes. Okay. Well, have a great day. Bye.
Okay. Talk to you soon. Well, maybe she'll call back later, and if someone has some requests or something. Okay. Oh, I've never been so busy and have to concentrate so hard. Lately I've been doing traffic patrolling at this Oak Ridge Mall area, which is it's a 15-minute. You know what I mean. It's one of those where there's like 5 buildings all in one little area, and they're all huge towers, and there's going to be parks in there and everything. But the great thing is that there's, I guess, a variety of work there. So, I'm at sort of one gate and one crane, but then sometimes they need help at others. So at least you get a bit of variety, and you can kind of, there's moments of pause, right, where you can kind of be thinking of stuff. Whereas some jobs, you're just constantly concentrating and a bit busy and everything. So there are some good things about it for sure. And it's interesting, like on those kind of jobs, I notice people aren't afraid to say, okay, it's almost quitting time, or, oh, I can't wait for closing time. Whereas I remember being on like a lot of the arts community or music gigs, you're supposed to, I don't know, there's kind of an unwritten rule that, you're just grateful to be there and can't wait. And you would never talk about money or like, you're not even, I don't know, you know what I mean? It's just more backwards that way, or inverted that way. We love you, Christia. PM Castro, why did you leave teaching mid-semester? Okay. I enjoy teaching drama, helping the youth with their acting skills, as I'm an expert actor. But there was a time where, just like the seasons change, some things changed in my life, and my advisors and parents told me to perhaps move on to a different career. So I hope you understand. There's lots of lovely young female students there, and I'll miss them. But it's time to move into politics and start acting as Prime Minister, the biggest acting job I've ever gotten, biggest role of my life, just like my Bible that, oh, by the way, Christian made that Bible design in the last video, the highest Bible. which is the KJV, King Justin's version. Hope you enjoy it. One of the quotes from that Bible, by the way, that was rewritten in my own image was, I forget the chapter and verse, but it's, instead of do everything in love, I rewrote it as do everything in drag. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Oh, okay, let me catch up here. By the way, does anyone, I don't know what to believe anymore, right? But so when I hear these things about, ooh, Chinese interference and all this stuff, and then they show us in the mainstream, so that means they want us to see that. So that makes me think that it's just part of the theater, the World Federation Wrestling Championship, where they pretend to fight and they pretend to create drama. They might even have people step down once in a while, like someone high up like Fauci step down, or they might arrest him one day, but then he'll go to my concern is that it's a fake arrest, and then he'll go to a fake prison and not really even be there. And then he'll be living on an island with servants. That's what I see. I just don't know what to believe. So, I mean, I'm open though. So whatever you guys think. Oh, 1 Corinthians. Very good. Wow. What a memory. Okay. I'm going to get me some. Flat Rock left mid-semester for the midsection, and she said no. Bon matin. Okay. Turn my ringer off just for a minute, but if Krisha calls, gee, I may have to take it again later. Krisha just needs to squint whenever she begins squeaking. Love the siren effect, John. The rap, please. Oh yeah, let's see if I can do the rap for you. Okay, maybe I'll go through the song if I can remember all the words. Okay. Christian. How much carbon does Freeland's broom emit? That's good. See, I told you, you guys are so funny. Oh, by the way, I owe some of you emails, and Steve Robson's. If Steve Robson is listening, sorry, I know I haven't got back to you yet. And some of you have even sent lyrics or ideas for skits, and they're great. And I put a star in them so that I can come back to them or try to incorporate it if I can remember. And what often happens is I'll just go with the simplest thing that I can do, that is just pressing. So for example, if Trudeau says some ridiculous thing, which happens all the time, and I might be inspired to just quickly do a skit, and then I'll just do that one. And right now there's like 2 or 3 that I've been wanting to do for a long time that I just haven't quite figured out the way to do it, and the script and the people. So that's coming up. Let's see, from the UK. Thank you so much. They're coming for you, John. So this thing between my legs doesn't mean anything? Who would have thought? Okay, Luciano, thank you so much. You're a breath of fresh air in these bizarro times, an incredible talent. It will be Canadians like you with your voice and your reach that will be instrumental in pulling Canada back together again. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's funny because when I started this, I saw some things in Trudeau, and I did one Trudeau video. I just did Trudeau does a piano lesson, and it got more than I thought, more views than I thought. And so I thought, oh, I think I can do it better. So I kept doing it, and then worked in a little bit more politics. And I don't even know that much about politics, but I learned a lot from all of you and from Ray, and sometimes my brother Gord and some other friends. But you can see, even if you don't know anything, you can just see with your own common sense, right? Just when things seem weird. Like, I don't know about any of you, but at the beginning of the pandemic, Surgeon General Gupta, I think that's his name, he would just come on CNN, right? And not that this is proof of anything, but he would just stand there in his expensive suit and just grin and tell us about this pandemic. I was like, why are you grinning? Why you look like you're about to laugh or something, telling us about the deadliest pandemic ever?
Oh, you guys are so funny. I can't read all these comments, but oh boy. I found myself singing a rap in the shower. Yeah, when I first saw those lyrics, I didn't really get it because I didn't know the song. And then my brother said that Coolio's Gangsta Paradise was a super popular song. And then I thought, oh, okay. So then I looked closer at it. And then as I was learning them, I found myself laughing because she even made me a audio version of just her doing it. And you know, when someone has a straight face like that and a straight tone, but then they're saying these crazy things, it's just, I don't know, it's very funny. So I thank her for that. Maybe she'll chime in one day and then you can have her, not her real name maybe, but her online presence, and you can get in touch with her. Is Freeland impersonating Freddie on the Munster show? Mr. Speaker. Why is that so funny? I always found that so funny. I think I learned that from Mr. Sunshine Baby. Okay, so I'm going to do a little rap here. And
as I walk through the crowds at the WEF, I take a look at my country and realize there's nothing left, because I've been umming and ahhing so long that even my Christian thinks that my mind is gone. But I ain't never asked a question that didn't deserve. I ain't never dodged a question that didn't deserve it. Give the facts to you straight. You know that's unheard of. You better watch how you're talking and where you're walking, or you and your homies' accounts will be blocked. My Roxham refugees are the dopest humans, and I love POCs because my daddy's Cuban. I'm the kind of G the GTA really likes because I use pronouns right, and I really hate being white. Been spending most their lives to pay for Trudeau's paradise. I use wokeness to entice, then I dress up like those Bollywood guys. You want healthcare? Yeah, that's nice, but you'll get assisted suicide. We upped carbon taxes thrice while we lied about that polar ice. Look at my situation they had me facing. I printed all of that money, still they honked in the streets. So I called the RCMP, named it an emergency, because we don't need inclusiveness for bigots like these. I'm a drama teaching fool with your money on my mind. Got shoe polish in my hand and a gleam in my eye. I'm a socked out gangster spitting queen bangers. My deets got your gun, so don't arouse my anger, fool. Vets and sick need more help every day, but their lives are a mess, so let's just call in the maid. I've seen 3 terms, but will I get to see 4? With the CBC's help, I think so. Tell me, why do we have courts and juries when the ones we hurt are S and C? Been spending most their lives to pay for Trudeau's paradise. A she session's not too nice when you're trying to help out people kind. ISIS terrorists are fine, but bouncy castles make me cry. I keep jailing pastor guys, cause Jesus can't save COVID lives. Cost of living rising, inflating every loony, inflating till my ego is almost looking puny. Fitty churches burned by my sunny ways. It ain't my fault, it's climate change. Tabernacle, look at my dictatorship, it ain't basic. Got my palace tiled with a broken mosaic. We're erasing our past, but Canadians don't brag. So just raise your black fist and lower the flag, fool. Been spending most their lives to pay for Trudeau's paradise. ISIS terrorists are fine, but bouncy castles make me cry. Been speaking moistly so that even in this song I sing, I could fill a whole drink box, water bottle, glass can, sort of thing. All right. Lyrics by Teacup Umbrella, friend of mine. Okay. Oh, I'm not going to play much piano today, but just maybe for next time, if I ever do a live concert, just to play something, just can you even hear it?
piano, right? Now I could move the laptop closer, of course, but and as Trudeau would sing it,
Oh, Canada, our home and Aboriginal First Nations Peoples Nations land, with true patriot love, soon all guns will be banned. With growing heart cases on the rise, and our true North gender free. From far and wide, all the truckers come in. But I'm glad for my Ottawa police, even though they didn't speak English. God keep our land. That's referring to me. Glorious, not free. Oh, Canada, you stand on guard for me. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for him, her, they, thee, everyone, a he, she, who, what, when, where, how, identify, over and under, into, nowhere, there, here, there, everywhere. Please end this song. Merci. It has come to my attention that my neighbor has neglected to return my dryer laundry ball. This is unacceptable, and I will be invoking a crippling and brutal sanction against the people of 908 for 30 days. They will not be able to borrow any cream or sugar or butter. It's time for these Canadians to stand up for the infinite dignity of each individual's laundry needs and supplies. Am I perfect? I've only ever made one mistake. Last week, I left the washer settings on whites instead of the diverse and inclusive colors. This resulted in a larger carbon footprint and an unsustainable use of energy. Even more tragic was the loss of one sock, and black socks matter. Merci, merci.
all right. Well, I think let's do another one, and we'll get wrapped up soon. And I just didn't want to miss anybody. Let me just see. I didn't mean to. I hope I read most of the comments at least. Most enjoyable live stream. Thank you so much. Oh, China. Oh yeah, so with the noise cancellation, sometimes music can come out weird, or so I don't know. But could you hear the piano somewhat normally? Because then next time I could do a music concert sometime. Just I noticed that with Zoom, it'll think that the piano is noise and try to cancel it. It's really weird. It happens on piano lessons too sometimes. Okay. Yeah, one time I hired an engineer and we did it properly, and we put a microphone right near the piano and had the proper audio processing, but that's pretty fancy. It's almost simpler to just make my own video and then edit it and post it. Trudeau Freeland PM for life. Prison maze. Speaking moistly. Yeah, that was a great song. I love that song. I wonder if I could do that as a video too. Like I could ask for permission to use those lyrics, and the one that got edited, and it's like a, what do you call it? It's that digital pitch analyzer. where they change his voice to match the notes. I love that one. Climate emergency, honk honk. Glad you like the rap. Thumbs upstream. Half keep plan. Harper still haunts Trudeau. Got the backup vocals. Fartface Freeland. Okay, about to get urban. Dildo's Paradise was legit made for the streets. Shaker ball. Oh, shaker ball. Oh, Kevin. Okay, next time. Next time. I'll get the shaker ball. It's just across the room there. Okay. I'm not going to repeat that one, but oh yeah. Jennifer Francis. I did mention that before. Maybe you joined later, but I was doing some fire talking before about as Trudeau grinning and smirking and laughing at the fires. Yeah, well, look forward to seeing what's happening with the world and with Canada, and we'll do some more stuff soon. So let's do another one, and I'll let you guys know. Thank you so much for paying attention to remember that we had this today, and for commenting, and it went so well. Thanks for the moderators, Suzanne and my friend Ray, because I thought there was going to be way more scammers in here and stuff like that, but there wasn't. So, all right. Thank you so much, and bon matin, and see you next time.